You want to smile? Hello, everyone, and welcome back to another classic episode of CaSaundra Jolliff or Jolliff, whichever one you want to say, American Jolliff or Jolliff French, which is really what it is. The live show. I've got an incredible guest here today. Jenaya White has graced the stage on this here platform. She is an award-winning community leader, an author, a speaker, and a confidence coach, which I think is so sexy cool. Jenaya, welcome to the CaSaundra Jolliff Show. How are you?
Thank you. I'm so excited to be here. I'm doing well. Thanks so much for inviting me on your show. You look amazing as always.
Thank you. Thank you.
I'm
You know,
excited to
so you're
be
just
here.
beautiful. Okay,
Thank
super
you.
gorgeous, naturally beautiful, gorgeous.
Thank
Thank
you.
you. You are welcome. You know, I do want to do a proper introduction because I found your bio very intriguing. I want to know your love for supporting the assignment that you have. So, for those of you, I want to give you just a little skinny on Jenaya and her background. Jenaya White is a Philadelphia-based author and award-winning community leader who helps teen girls of color. Thank you, Lord. Develop skills needed to become successful in school and in life. Jenay is the founder of the Confident Queen Collective, a self-esteem organization for girls. She recently published the Confident Queen Journal Workbook, an inspirational self-help book that motivates girls to love themselves, embrace their imperfections, OMG, my goodness, and to boost their self-confidence. You are a mover and a shaker.
Thank
Boss
you.
moves.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
You're welcome.
I'm just excited. I'm a servant of God. I know that this is, what he wants for me, and I'm just doing what I absolutely love.
Well, I am so grateful to be able to connect it to you. And big shout out and thanks to Cindy Lou Miller,
Yes,
all the way down in
absolutely.
New Zealand.
She's
You,
amazing.
isn't she amazing?
Yes,
She's
she is.
just super insightful, super she just knows how to just lock in and tune in and really bring out the gems even more of a person what they have and whether they see them or not. She just comes in and
Absolutely.
unlocks and stuff. So she's pretty phenomenal. So thank you, Cindy Lou, for the God connection.
Thank
Because
you.
I just happened to catch that day her show, and you were on, and I was like, OMG, my goodness, who is this young lady with all this? Like, and here's the thing about me and Cindy Lou. We love to help empower each other's show and things of that nature. So when we have a guest on our show that I think would be phenomenal on hers and vice versa, that's what we do. And and great purposes think alike. So you
Yes.
were in her head, and you were definitely in mine. So thank you for gracing the show.
Thank you so much. I'm a little nervous, but I'm excited just to kind of hear some questions. I'm not sure who's all logged on, but I'm excited just to, let you know a little bit about myself, my journey.
Tell us about your journey because I want to know. And if those of you that are watching, do us a super fave and let us know, especially if you're watching for the first time, if you're Janaya's peeps, let her know, show her some love, let her know that you're out there, right? And if you got any questions for her, please do, because this is going to be an engagement episode. I am so intrigued by your passion for young Black girls of color, brown skin, light skin, dark skin, all the skins in between, all the beautiful shades in between. What is your story, Jenaya? How are you so connected to this work?
Wow. As far as I can always remember, I've always been a writer, right? Writing is the core of me. I remember when I was younger, I would always have diaries, and before journaling was a thing, as how popular it is. Yeah, we had the diaries. I had the lock and key,
I
and I
know,
just had
right?
books and just words. I would just find myself getting lost in my words and my thoughts, and I would just write them down on paper. In addition to being a writer, I've always had the love of performing arts. So
I
I
saw that.
love to dance. Dance is who I am. Step is my what I specialize in. And what step is a little different than dancing. It's a form of dance, but it's basically you make music with your body. So you clap, you stomp, and all that great stuff. Um, I started that I think maybe when I was 5 years old, and I actually got inspired by the song. I'm probably dating myself called "Fight the Power" by Public
Girl, hey,
Enemy.
hey, no, you ain't, hey, I was in the club when Fight the Power came out. Don't play.
So this is a lot of things.
That was just
This
about
is
3 days ago.
so this is something that people might not know how I actually got started with dance. But my dad
Mhm.
was a DJ, and he would play this song "Fight the Power." And I'm just listening. I'm just like, okay, I was a little girl, but I'm just like that beat. Okay, it's good. And so that was in the 80s. I was young. And at that time, my mom and my dad actually split. And so that was one of the ways I kept my dad relevant in my life. I would try to mimic the beat. I would try to mimic the beat. And that's how I started falling in love with step. Fast forward, I've always did dance school, stepped in middle school, high school. I was a cheerleader. And then at Temple University, I started one of the first non-Greek step organization, which is Ladies of Elegance. And
Mm.
it's been almost 20 years strong. And basically, we step. Not only do we step, it's a social organization that gives back and does a lot of community outreach. So I'm so proud that it's still going on to this day. At that time, I had no idea. I was just a little sophomore in college, and for it to still go on is amazing.
Wow, you have definitely left your mark. Our background's a little bit similar. You know, my background's in dance, and I was a cheerleader also.
Oh
And
wow!
no, I had a little dancishness going on there, but mine really came much later when I was 26 is when I first
Mhm.
started dancing, and that was more of what you might call a prophetic dance or praise and worship, very
Yes,
intimate, or and then we did all mime, and we did some step, and we did some ballet, and
yes,
we was eclectic. We did a number of things, so it's great to see that we have some things in common, among
absolutely.
other things that I'm seeing, right?
Yes,
So
absolutely.
so, how did this happen for you? What made you decide, Jenaya, to step in and create your company? Were you that brown skin girl who had self esteem issues, and yet, even though as outgoing as you are, and I'm sure as popular as you were, and being a leader, right, whether you
Mhm.
recognize it or not, you had some self esteem issues.
Oh,
Like,
absolutely.
how did you do that?
Absolutely. Absolutely. So I would say in 2014, I started a STEP organization for my community. It's called Royal Excellence STEP Organization. But what was so cool about that is that my two daughters, they were a part of it. So I was able to share my love for dance and step with my daughters. So we performed on Apollo all over the world. Like that was one of my favorite moments when I saw my babies at the showtime at the Apollo.
Oh
So
my
it was
gosh.
it was surreal. But within that STEP organization, I mentored a lot of girls. And what I noticed was that a lot of the girls that were on my team, they would confide in me and
Mhm.
they were struggling with a lot of the same things that I struggled with as I was coming up. I felt like I wasn't a part of the cool kids. I felt that I wasn't pretty enough in my teens. I felt like, I didn't have the right clothes and kids would tease me. My mom, she was a single mom, so she did the best that she could. But, I didn't always have the flyest clothes and the flyest hair, so kids would tease me, which took a toll on my self-esteem. So I saw that a lot of girls were dealing with that, and I would just encourage them, like, listen, you are beautiful, you are uniquely and wonderfully made, you are all that. Ain't nobody like you. You are the only you in this world, and just making them really feel good in themselves. But
Mhm.
also them performing on stage. That just brought their self-esteem and confidence through the roof. I mean, can you just imagine just dancing in front of hundreds, even thousands of people? So many parents had so much good feedback, like, my kid is doing amazing in school. What are you doing, Jenaya? What are you doing, Coach Jenaya? And I'm just like, I'm just encouraging them that it's already in them. It's just the fact
Yeah.
that you got to pull that greatness. It's already in there. Everybody has a measure of greatness. but you just not have to know how to tap into that. And I wish I had a me growing up, right? I wish
Mhm.
I had someone that would tell me, hey, you are enough. You are beautiful.
Just so you know,
Okay.
just this. I am enough.
Yes, I am enough. And maybe I might have made different choices because all of that falls in line with their confidence. Confident girls make smart decisions and smart choices. I
I
might
love
have
that.
made different decisions, but I use my pain, I use my tests and trials for my purpose. And that's
Ooh.
how Confident Queen came along through the mentorship with my girls on Royal Excellence Step Team. And we started having workshops and started talking about social media. You'll be surprised. Social media, I mean, these girls are comparing themselves to these Instagram models, thinking they have to have the shape and the perfect face. I'm like, listen, they got teams, they got a beauty squad, glam squad. It's filtered and all of that. Just be you.
Mhm.
So that's a lot of the things that we talked about within that Confident Queen workshops that we have.
It's so different now because when I first started experiencing confidence, quite frankly, it took Mrs. Davis. I'll never forget her. My sophomore year in high school, and she encouraged me to go out and audition for cheerleading.
Wow.
And I was so reluctant because did I dream of wanting to be a cheerleader before I got to high school? Of course I did. But I did not, I was not really well coordinated and all that jazz to start. But she encouraged me to say, at least just try out and see what happens. And I
Absolutely.
did. I tried out impromptu and landed. And I'm going to tell you something. When I did become a cheerleader, it showed me a gift that I did not know I had. It wasn't just about, getting to cheer and all of that and getting that right and all that kind of stuff. But it showed me that I could empower the crowd and I could get people to rally behind our guys and do the thing as it relates to sports. And that's when I noticed the gift of influence.
Yes, absolutely.
Wow.
Absolutely.
So here it is. What made you start the Confident Collective? Were people saying hey, you need to do something? Were the kids coming to you and say, hey, Miss Jenaya, can you help me? Da, 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 da. I mean, what happened? Like, was that in your journal?
So I would say a lot of it because like I was stating previously, so many girls, especially around that preteen, the teenage years,
Mm-hmm.
they're struggling. They're looking to try to find themselves, and they have so many different pressures from home, at school, just a social life. Some of them, with boys, bullying, and things like that.
Mm-hmm.
But also, I'm living it every day. I have three beautiful daughters, but I have a teenager and a preteen. So what I wanted to do is be able to share what I do with my children on an everyday basis. Especially with my two older girls, they're dark brown and they're beautiful chocolate babies.
I went to your page, girl. I peeped it out. I really did. I had, you got to do your research because you got to make sure
Thank
you got the
you.
Cocoa Pops on the show. But
Absolutely.
I went ahead and I saw a picture of you and your girls, and I couldn't believe those were your daughters. So I was like, she
Yes.
looked like the sister.
Thank
You
you. I
know,
appreciate it.
I mean, I was really, and I was like, is that her sister or maybe her enemies? And then I
You're
had to
making me
read
blush.
it's so the truth. I mean, I don't know the age, but my God, the beauty of being the benefits of being a
Yes,
woman of color. I mean, yeah,
absolutely.
we don't look our ages most of the time.
Absolutely.
So you look incredible. So
Thank
you
you.
started this organization, um, the foundation or
Yes.
the nonprofit. How did Confident Queen Collective come into play, and why those words? Why those words?
Right. Because again, I wanted to have something because I knew for me, I wish I had someone to be able to pour into me, right? Everyone is not blessed or fortunate enough to have someone to kind of pour into them. I get it. Moms are busy, they're working, they're struggling, they're doing this, they're doing that. So what I wanted to do is be a part of their village, right? Because it does take a village to raise our children, right? So I wanted to be able to have a resource. I wanted to provide guidance because these girls were really struggling. They're thinking they had to look like these Instagram models, and they were really downing themselves to the point where I'm just like, listen, no, you got to snap out of it. You got to get yourself together. But I thought Confident Queen, when I think of confidence, it just exudes. Like,
Look
you
at
need
you.
confidence in every part of your life, right? Whether you are in sports, you're playing football, volleyball, basketball, school, taking tests, doing your amazing talk show that you look freaking amazing.
Well, thanks.
But even to me,
you, you do have to have some confidence because I'm telling you, some days I'd be like, Jesus, take the wheel and the car and the keys and the house.
yes.
You know what I mean? Go ahead.
So you need confidence. You have to have confidence in every aspect in your life, in order to, not saying in order to succeed, but in order to flourish, you have to have a level of confidence. But queens, I want all my young women to know you are a queen. We all are of royalty. So why not put them together? And then we have Confident Queen Collective because we come together as queens, as beautiful queens. I want all girls, teenagers, moms, women to know who you are. You are an amazing, beautiful queen. Everybody should put on their invisible crown soon before they step out of the house and put on your crown.
Oh
And
my
that's how
God.
I just want people just to understand that because we can go through so much pain, just life, and life is inevitable, right? You're going to go through something. And a lot of times, some of those challenges and the difficulties, it can cause you to, hey, maybe I'm not good enough. Maybe they don't like me, and start feeling a way about yourself. And it's like, you got to just know who you are, regardless. You cannot seek validation from other people. And that was something I did a lot.
Come on, man.
A
You
lot.
talking to all of us because God
A
knows.
lot. I would find myself, I'm just like, well, wait a second. What's wrong with me? And that's not to say you can't confide in someone, but you got to kind of know your limits. Every decision, every choice, you're trying to find validation. Oh, is this good? Is that good? You got to just know who you are. That's not to say you're going to be perfect, but you have to seek validation within, because if you don't get that good feedback, if nobody cheers you on, are you going to fall to pieces? So you got to already know who you are, not be conceited.
Come on,
but
share the difference. Yeah, share the difference, and that's good wisdom because some people do get a little twisted on the confidence.
Yeah.
And you just have to. Everything goes back to motive and intent. Are you showing this fake confidence because you're supersonic insecure? So you gotta rev up a certain kind of way. You gotta act a certain way, or you gotta mimic someone else.
You're all in my book right now. You're all in my book.
Well, speaking of the doggone book, I mean, it's not a doggone book, but you know what I mean. Speaking of the book, that's the next question I wanted to ask you about the book. I want to ask you about can you just show the people the book there?
Here's the book.
OMG, I love it. So it's the Confident Queen Journal Handbook.
Yes, and workbook.
Yes. Okay, so I read the wrong words. Little glare on the goldness. Maybe my contact lenses. I don't know. But tell me, what's up with the journal? Do tell. Inquiring purposes want to know.
Absolutely. So I wrote the book actually last year, and the reason for that is during the pandemic, it shut everything down. So no more practice, no more dance practice, no more rehearsals, no more shows. I mean, it just got shut down. So I was praying and asking God, I need to figure out how I can work this thing, because like I'm used to showing up. I'm used to being at rehearsals 2 to 3 to 4 times a week. I'm used to mentoring my girls. I needed to figure out a way, like, how can I pivot this? Like, I'm not going to just like let things defeat me, because that's the core of me. My ultimate mission in life is to inspire. Right. So I'm just like, okay, I can't go to rehearsal no more. So God just laid it on my heart. You want to write a book? I'm just like, write a book. And I thought about it. I have so many books that I've written. I just never put it out. I mean, I have notebooks on top of notebooks on top of notebooks. Because again, at the core of me, I'm a writer. I went to school for journalism and communications at Temple University. So I'm a writer. But, this time, like, God really pressed on, you have to get this one out. No more holding back. You have to get this one out, because why? This book is going to save lives. This book is going to save someone. it's so many girls that are suffering from low self-esteem. And
Mhm.
part of that, like with that low self-esteem, is eating disorder, suicide, and depression.
Oh,
Those things are so real. And
yeah.
75% of girls with low self-esteem, they admitted to hurting themselves, doing self-destructive things. 75% of
Mm,
girls with low self-esteem, they admitted to cutting themselves. They admitted to bullying others, drinking, alcohol, smoking, you
sex.
name it.
Hmm.
So I needed to have something. I can't save everybody, but I needed to follow what my heart was telling me to do. And what I believe that God has put me on this earth for is to be able to have this book, help our parents out. This resource is going to be able to help moms and help dads to help facilitate and raise their girls to be confident queens.
So let me make sure I get this straight. I want to make sure I got that's the Confident Queen Collective workbook.
So the Confident Queen Collective is my nonprofit self-esteem organization.
Gotcha.
Now, the book is the Confident Queen Journal and Workbook.
That's what it is. Journal and workbook.
And within that book, it's an interactive book. So it's not just straight text. I
Okay.
want girls to be able to really discover the queen within, right? So it's a lot of different journal prompts, a lot of thought-provoking questions that's going to help them realize how great they are. And it has different affirmations that even after you're finished this book, they can go back and just speak this over their life. That's one of the things I really hone in with my daughters. Every morning, we're doing our affirmations. You are going to say, I am beautiful. I am great. I am amazing. I'm going to have a great day on purpose. So things like that kind of set the tone for your day because you are in control of your destiny. How
Ooh.
your day goes. If you wake up just like, whatever, I'm going to have a bad day,
Then
most
you
likely
got
you got to be so
to
careful with your words.
the words, they are carriers that causes things to manifest because whether it's faith or fear, it's going to produce something. So your
Absolutely.
words are going to serve you one way or another, whether where you serve it wrong for yourself because you're speaking negativity, speaking doubt, you're speaking fear, and you're going to have, like the Bible says, you will have what you say. So
Yeah.
changing that dialogue around, even if you got to talk to yourself between the four walls in the car, and oh my God, people
Me.
let me tell you how bad it's got. I don't even care if they see me talk to myself. That's pretty bad. It used to be that kind of like shame, like somebody caught me. Now I just finished the sentence.
Absolutely.
So you got to do what you got to do,
You
man.
got
Take care
to.
of yourself. You know what I'm saying? We got a visitor. OMG. So this is Mr. White. Listen, Mr. White, listen, I was on your wife's their Facebook page, and you guys had this plush Calabasas, Napa Valley, Buckhead, Manhattan wedding.
Thank
It
you.
was just all of that. And I was like, OMG, my goodness, I want to come. You guys look so happy together. So thank you
Thank
for gracing this
you.
show, Mr. White. We'll probably have to have you guys come back and do a couples special.
Absolutely. And we'll be celebrating our 3-year wedding anniversary this Monday, upcoming Monday. So I'm excited.
OMG. Well, welcome. Thank you for gracing us, Mr. Daryl White. Hey, you had some moves on the dance floor. Just want to let you know. Y'all was you look like the queen. I mean, I loved it. It was so posh. I
Thank
loved it. It was
you.
very posh. So let me ask you this, Jenaya.
Yeah.
What is the big picture? What is your dream of all dreams? What is it that you want to do from here? You are empowering other young ladies. What's the next thing for you?
The next thing for me is to travel all over the world and inspire to go talk to schools, not only in the US, Jamaica, Haiti, Japan, Tokyo, all over. Bora Bora. And that's not, I really want to go there.
Well,
But
of course. I mean, we'll talk to the kids, the animals,
yes,
a couple of buildings,
absolutely.
just to get to Bora Bora. Absolutely.
Absolutely. And I just want to be able to speak on my message of hope. You are amazing. You are not your environment. Continue to believe in yourself. Continue to trust God. He will work everything out. Just know who you are. Don't fall into the comparison trap. You don't have to compare yourself to others. Just keep focused, stay focused, keep pushing. and then everything will work out. You may have some rough days. Every day is not going to be perfect. And that's another thing. People are always trying to be perfect.
Let's talk
That
about
is
that, demon.
that was something I struggled with for a while, is trying to be too perfect, being a perfectionist. And that's also, I touch on that in my book too, that the perfectionist, oh my goodness, it will cause you not to get things done. It will cause so much headache. It will cause you to second guess yourself. It will cause low self-esteem. It will cause you to be depressed. I can go on and on and on.
You hit on everything that I've experienced because I went from doing things imperfectly just to get them done. Because my thing was, well, at least let me try, right?
Right.
And then I went from going into, and this is really kind of where it happened for me. Not saying that this was the cause of it, but not unwarily. I was working in ministry and I was handling the marketing, overseeing marketing communications, leader of the dance ministry as far as special events, on the intercessor prayer ministry, women's ministry, Sister Go Ye, whatever needs to be done on my end that I could do, I was involved. And so I sold out to the vision, right? And I went from working in excellence to crossing over into perfectionism. Because when you get to perfectionism, it's about your performance. Yes. It's about what the perception of others will think and believe. Now, yeah, you want your work to be on point. Yes, you do. We do want our work to be on 10. But when it crosses over, where you get into, you call it excellence. That's the church talk. Doing in the spirit of excellence. And yes, you can. I love what Bishop E.L. Warren said from out of Illinois, Champaign, Illinois. And he said, it's not doing it with the excellent spirit, it's having, not doing it with the spirit of excellence, but having an excellent spirit.
Absolutely.
That was the thing that caught my attention. He said, no, it's not about the spirit of excellence. It's about having an excellent spirit. And that does not mean perfection. That means doing things with the right motive and the right intent and doing it wholeheartedly to the best of your ability.
There you go.
Ooh, Jimmy,
and I'm not giving anybody a pass to kind of just slack. No, I always encourage everybody to give 110% and walk in excellence. Excellence over perfection.
Excellence over perfection. I just have to write that one down. Excellence over perfection. Hey, we got to put that on the screen. So let me make sure I spell it right.
Excellence over perfection. And that's something that I had to learn, because I was just finding myself spinning wheels. I'm just like, I'm trying to get everything too perfect. You will drive yourself crazy.
And you're right. You will get into a place of stagnation.
Yes.
You know what I mean? You will get into a place of a rut. You will start, working on somebody else's vision instead of your own.
Yes. Oh, absolutely.
Because people see your goods.
Yep. Oh, yeah.
And they see your goods. And so I love that what you said about excellence over perfection, because that demon right there, that perfectionism demon, that procrastination, they're kissing cousins. I believe they're probably twins.
Absolutely. Yeah. So that's
no, go ahead.
No, I was going to say that's something that, again, that I'm teaching my daughters, that I had to learn when I was in my adulthood. I'm teaching them at a young age to, give 110%, give your best, but do not become a perfectionist too much. Now, like you said, we want it to be on point and things like that, but don't drive yourself crazy.
I concur. So let me ask you this. With the program that you have, the organization that you have, how are you going to 10x that? And I ask that question because you're such a visionary leader. Clearly we haven't known each other for a long time, but I can see you are a woman of excellence. You have a compassion and passion for the people that you serve, which are those incredible girls that need a mentor. I had a handful, and they impacted my life. And what the youth is dealing with that we were dealing back in the 80s is just like, ooh, night and day almost. I mean, some of the things we definitely all can relate to, but I think because of everything is so easily to have access in your hand in a neosecond, the pressure's on. So just go ahead and say, this is what I kind of see and hear for you. And that is, I almost really seem like you having your own show or your own podcast show, or your own visual show with the young ladies coming in, and you're talking to these girls about certain subjects. Are we in the ballpark there? Or okay. So don't let me take the words out of your mouth. Go ahead, you tell it.
I mean, that's, when you ask what the overall big picture would be, again, it would be to travel all over, but also, being able to have an amazing platform like yourself to be able to bring different girls on and moms and just be able to impart wisdom and just to kind of just encourage other people to kind of hear stories of how people overcame, that's really powerful. And I know a lot of times, and I'm guilty of this, you sometimes are shameful, like you feel embarrassed and shame about different things that you go through, but I believe that everything that you go through is for your making, and everything that you go through is to help someone else in the near future. And that was hard for me to grasp. Oh my God,
why was it hard for you? Why was it hard for you, Jenaya, to grasp that?
Okay,
what took you long to get that lesson, or are you still getting the lesson? Why was it hard for you?
It was hard for me because we go back to that thing called perfectionism, you want to kind of look like you have everything together. You want to look like you put together, and you're fearful. I was fearful about what other people would think, just like, I don't want anybody judging me. I don't want nobody all in my business. Well, they're going to think this of me. They're going to think that of me. And I'm also kind of a reserved person. I'm outgoing, but I'm very reserved. But I'm learning now that, wow, some of the things that I do share with people, wow, Coach Jenay and Miss Jenay, you went through that. Oh, wow, you don't look like what you went through. And, I can go on and on, but I'm just really learning that, my pain is my testimony. To help somebody else, or I can provide guidance to someone who may be going through something and they won't go through the same mistakes that I did, So just being comfortable in who I am and just recognizing, like, wow, God, I thank you for delivering me, right? I thank God for delivering me from certain situations, and I'm gonna be happy about it. Like, I'm not there anymore, but look what God did for me. He can do that for you plus more. So I was just kind of just getting caught up in just in the embarrassment and shame, because if you go through different hard trials and tests, you can have a spirit of shame.
You really can. You really can. I love what you said, being comfortable in who I am. And that's the thing that we want to encourage you, whoever is watching today. And this is the thing. This show is not just this particular episode. Yes, we are talking about, being a confident person, being a confident queen. But we got some gents out there too that are watching. I mean, we just saw proof there. Mr. White.
Shout out to my husband. He's an amazing husband.
Oh, I can tell. And you guys look like besties too. Just so you know.
Yes, we are.
And so the thing about that is that you don't have to do it alone. This is how the enemy tricks so many of us in isolation and not wanting to share, for people just know your business, but share to see if there's something else that can bring you out of your situation a lot quicker, or to cause you to become more of who you are meant to be, that in a shorter period of time that would take you longer if you don't talk, if you don't have relationship, if you don't have connection.
Where were you at 10 years ago? 10 to 12 years ago?
Let me tell you what
happened. I mean, because if I would have heard that, I mean, like you said, it might have shortened up my time, from some of the things I would.
Well, I'm feeling my goosey bumps here. 10 years ago, I was supposed to do this show back in listen, I really was supposed to start in 2007. Let me get that on the YouTube ministry. And I don't mean ministry as in ministry, but I was supposed to start a show back then. And then I did the whole fear thing. Who am I? Even though I knew that I had the goods to do it because I am wired for that. But I thought, I don't have the credentials. I don't have the background, But God, everywhere I went, I would hear somebody, comparing me to Oprah. Not that I was trying to be her anyway, because I was, just the fact that she did what she's done, from having a talk show to, creating a, O magazine and having a publication and then the network and all that jazz and special productions, yada, yada, yada. I just want to be CaSaundra. Yeah. If anything, that just kind of let me know that's the direction that the Father was designing me for and taking me in. Yeah. And you don't have to, the thing about I love about this, Jenaya, is that you don't have to wait for the networks to come to you. You create your
Yes,
network on a platform
absolutely.
like this.
And that's
And
powerful.
yeah, it's powerful. You don't wait for some, Netflix to come or NBC or CBS or ABC. You don't wait for them to come, BET. You don't wait.
Yes.
You create
I'm
your own.
learning that.
Yeah. So 10 years ago, I was tripping. I started off and I stopped and I started and I stopped and I started and I stopped and I started. And then God graciously and lovingly tapped my biscuits and said, get out there and do this show. And that's what I did.
Wow.
I did it imperfected, and this is my third season. And I started in those.
Amazing.
I started in 27 and did a few episodes and quit and didn't start again till 2019.
Wow. Well, congratulations on all your success.
Thank you. And thank God that when you do step out, you meet incredible destiny people like yourselves. That paths are meant to cross, to lock, to net together. And I am so grateful that you said yes to yourself and you said yes to the girls, the mission that you had, and you said yes to your God-given purpose.
Yes. It took a lot of confidence to do that, but yes, I'm grateful. It took a lot of confidence for me to come out with my book, to really put myself out there, because again, I'm a coach. I'm a dance coach, so I train, my dancers and have them go out on stage. So it's like for me to be front and center, it's a huge transition. And I just had a baby, my beautiful baby. She's 5 months. So, and that was something I was struggling with as well. And it took confidence to get on this camera and just do all these different interviews and things like that. But, I had to really get out of my own way and like, listen, it's not about me. The mission is not about me. It's to inspire, impact, and just meet amazing people and incredible people like yourself.
Well, I am so godly. Thank you, Lord. So groovy. I'm so grateful, and glad to be gracious to you, have you on this platform. And you are welcome back anytime. So, start looking in the mail, in your email, to book you for June or July. And I whatever I can do to support your efforts and your purpose, please do not hesitate to reach out. Period.
Absolutely. Absolutely. I just appreciate this opportunity. For anybody who's watching this currently live or the replay, connect with me on social media, Jenaya White.
Hi. Hey, Angela. Right. Angela. Oh, Angela. I just want you to know I got your call. I am going to return it. But more importantly, this is the young lady that I want you to bring on your show.
Hi, Angela. Right. Nice to meet you.
This is Angela Ray. She is one of my Destiny besties, and she lives in Atlanta, and she has her own show called The Angela Ray Show. Phenomenal backgrounds in journalism too, PR, public. I mean, you guys are like twin sisters. And Maruff. And so what I mean by that in terms of just kind of background. And so she is an incredible communicator. And so this is one of the ladies that I was telling you I wanted to put you in contact with on their show. And I got a few other people in my sleeve that I want to help you get your purpose and your mission out there and she's one of them. So thank you for
tuning in.
Yeah, thank you for chiming in. Thank you again for Vashti. She's always supporting the show. And this episode goes out to a special thanks to Sir Cedric Watts of Let's Talk with Sir Sax, which is, by the way, another show that I've already reached out.
I'm looking forward to it. Just connecting with these amazing people.
Yes. So, and there's another gentleman out of St. Louis as well. So I already put in the word there. So, absolutely. This segment is brought to you by Let's Talk with Sir Sax and the GSB, which is the Gospel Skate Party. All right. And so for those of you who want to go ahead and get in contact with Jenaya, listen, somebody who needs a mentor, their daughters to be mentored, their niece, the neighbor, the church girl, okay, the girl at the office's daughter. Get in contact with Jenaya, and then we're gonna put her information up on their screen as soon as I get my little biscuits right over there and put it up. And Mara, okay, let's scurry it on up here. And so these are the ways that you can reach her. Of course, you can reach her through all the social media outlets at Jenaya White, Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube, just to name a few. Are there any others outside of your incredible website that I'm going to put up on the screen? Any other social media outlets you want your peeps to contact you on?
They can reach out to TikTok. I'm not on it heavy, but I'm starting to get back into TikTok. My daughters are encouraging me to get on TikTok so that you can see a couple of my moves.
Yeah, I don't even know what that thing is. Oh, what is this? Is this something new?
They teach me those different dance challenges. So yes, if you're on TikTok, you can follow me as well.
Who was doing that back in the 80s, girl? 70s, man. And then there's JenayaWhite.com. Yes. You can reach her out on. And let's talk about the book real quick. So the book is already available for pre-orders on Amazon or your website, or where?
It's on my website. You can pre-order it. I will be shipping them out in the next few weeks. I just appreciate all the love and support that so many people have shown. I am so overwhelmed. So many people just pre-ordered it. They sent me love cards and everything like that. I didn't expect it. I didn't know what to expect. But yeah, you can go on my website, JenayWhite.com. Mm-hmm. Oh, nice to meet you, Angela.
Yes.
And you can go on to my website, click the pre-order button, and I will get that book to you as soon as possible. We're finishing up the final touches with my my editor. We're getting everything tight. We added some few special things in there. I can't give too much, but yes, so it's going to be available to everyone shortly. Thanks everybody who reached out, supported the book. I love you all. I love my tribe. I love you, man. That's it. I have so many things coming up. So follow me and keep in touch and connect with me.
Yes, so you know how to reach her once again on all of her social media handles there, Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, and yes, even TikTok, as well as her website at JenayaWhite.com. And wow, Jenaya, you were absolutely divine and dynamic. I am so glad you graced us and blessed us on this here broadcast, this episode, this show. You have been incredible. I love your journey, and I'm so glad we're connected. Thank you again, to Cindy Lou Miller, for making that, being that advocate of both of us. I appreciate that. And so I cannot wait to have you back. Got some things in place in my head that I'm like, she'd be perfect for. So look out that. I'm going to be producing an event this year, and I'd love for you to be one of the speakers and be a part of it.
Wow, I appreciate that. I was looking forward to it.
Yes, absolutely. Listen, guys, do me a super fave. If this is your first time watching the show, especially if you're Jenaya's peeps, do me a super fave and put something in the comments letting me know where you are, where you're from. Let's give her up her love, support her, and then make sure you share this here broadcast. Don't be stingy and keep it to yourself. Everybody, make sure you share this. Sprinkle the love, all right? And as always, have significant success on purpose. Yours purpose. And we'll see you again on the next episode of CaSaundra Jolliff Live. All right, everybody. Grace and peace.